Hello, this is going to be a short tutorial on how to use all the tools in the Format tab in Google Slides. Now please note you have to select either the text or the picture in a Google slide. If you don't have either selected and you go to Format, everything is going to be grayed out because the Format tab is specifically for text and images. So let's go ahead and select the image and look at our image format options. So if I click on the tennis ball picture in the above in the slide and note that I have selected it because it's in blue, letting me know I've selected it, I can go to the Format tab and now I can change everything that has to do with the border of that image. So if I want to add a border color, I can come down and say red, and now you can see that border is red around the image. I can then go to that border line and give it weight, making it a thicker line. Again, I can go back to borderline and say, I don't want it to be a single one, I want it to be double. So I've got a double border line going around my image, and then I can continue down on border lines and say, I want it to be a dash, and then so forth. So you can even change the edges. So if I want it to be beveled, I'll add a bevel to it. So that is basically how to change an image border by going onto the image and then selecting Format Border Lines. Now I can go to Format Options, and this is where I can adjust the color of the image, the transparency, the drop shadow, and the reflection. So if I select drop shadow and then I draw the distance out, you see there's a drop shadow 3D effect on my slide. Now I'll deselect drop shadow, and if I do a reflection, you see this is where the shadow appears, and then again this is where I can say the distance away from the image I want. I'll scroll down. This is also the size of reflection I want to change, and again this is the transparency effect that I want to adjust. At the top we have a little bit more adjustments that we can make. So like I can take the contrast and give this a little bit more contrast, or take the contrast away, adjust the brightness of the image, and again the transparency of the image. And then let me kind of reset this really quick by clicking reset. If I go to recolor, this is where I can add some color effects to my image if I want to change some of the lighting effects to that image. Okay, so that's basically the formatting options for an image. And then the last thing I want to show is how to crop it. So I'll click crop. I can take the corners. Let me undo that really quick. I can take the corners in the edge here, and I can move to the part of the picture I want to crop. And then once I find what I like that I want to crop, I can hit enter, and I've now cropped that image that I wanted. Okay, so that's the image format options you have in Google Slides. Let me close that. Now let me click on the text and go to Format. This basically is going to bring up most of the tools that you see on your toolbar for font and text editing. The only ones that are different on the toolbar are the strike through, superscript, subscript, capitalization options. So everything like bold, so if I double click on the words and go Format bold, it is no different if I come over to the toolbar and hit bold. I have that same option. Same thing with italicize, underline. Now strike through, it's just going to put a strike through it. And then of course superscript raises it up into small font, and then of course subscript puts it in a small font below. And let me hit undo and undo so we go back to normal. And then, of course, font size, you're just going to increase and decrease it in increments. But over here, you have a much more detailed ability to change the font size with this drop-down menu. Going to Format, again, text color, same thing if you come over to here and change the text color. And then coming down to alignment, it's just going to bring up all the alignment tools that you have that you can use. So left, center, right, and then so forth. And then also being able to put the text dead middle in the box. Going down, capitalization is the last feature I'll cover. It basically lets you make it all uppercase, or you can go in and make everything lowercase. Or you can go in there and say, okay, I want every first letter of a word to be capitalized. So this is basically most of the tools, or if not all of the tools that you have with the Format tab, and I hope that this tutorial was helpful. Thank you so much for watching it.